Hey everybody, this is Jeff from Jeff's Vegetable Containers and Gardens, and we're here from Florida, in our yard in Florida. We're putting some time in down here, and I've been doing a lot of work on all the different, I gotta check on the dog, everything, getting things done here I've always wanted to do down here, so spend a little time getting down here ready for what we want to do. What I'm going to do is take you around the yard today, show you what we got going on. And then show you projects we got that we're going to be watering everything with and how it's going to work. We're going to use an outside shower I'm putting in, plus guttering system off the house to feed all this stuff out here during the rainy season, and otherwise we'll have water we can directly feed into it if we need to during the non-rainy season. So our rainy season is typically from June to mid-June all the way through like September down here, and then if you get like, you know, the hurricane seasons and all the storm seasons, it gets a little, you get some wicked amount of rains down here at that time. So typically this is really in effect for like November, if everything clears up, November through April and May, mid-May, and hopefully the rains start by then. They normally do every year, and then you don't have to feed it, you don't have to do anything to it. These systems will start feeding all the water to it as it rains. Every time it rains, it'll just be going, instead of sitting out here with a hose and washing everything, it'll run down when I'm done with the pipes that are going to go underground back here and feed all these fruit trees all around here, back in this yard, which we'll show you, and up along the house. It'll feed everything underneath the ground so it won't burn the water up as quick. It's a 3-inch drain we're running out around everywhere, and I'll be using the back left gutter to feed the back row and the back right gutter to feed the right row. And then the 2 main gutters off the front of the house will just get rid of excess water for now. But this way the water's underneath the ground, won't evaporate as quick, and that water will be going right into the ground, so the roots and everything it needs to get the water will be on top. We're not burning it up, and we're able to save some of that water. You know, and if it can't keep up or the weather don't end up just right and we're around, I can add water to it. And also with the, excuse me, my eyes are itching. And then when if we're not around, the season's not there, I'll also have my typical solenoids hooked up, off watering systems that I leave on, and then those systems will be a little bit of a backup to keep the water flowing to everything. And the last few years we've shut everything off when we're gone, because we've only gotten down here maybe a couple of weeks a year, if lucky, maybe 2 for a couple of years and some for 4, but it's just been real tough to keep up with it. So we've kept up when I'm down here. I work the whole time. I love the yard, love this area, but it's hard to invest in too much when I was doing it for a while, starting to invest, and thought I'd put stuff in pots, and that went well for about a year. And then when you come back and everything's dead, because it's so hot down here, if you're not here to manage it, it just dies out. So, and then they have the drought the rest of the year. So it's a tough place to grow and get things done in, but we're going to start now a little better and keep trying to manage what we're doing with everything. And I think we'll be kind of successful with it as we go on here, little by little. Just keep moving on it. And done some updates to the outside lighting system. Got some more conduit I got to run and stuff. Do that too. So I'll get started, get out in front of this camera and get behind it and get it set up, and we'll start going around and show you what we got going on. All right. Here we go. All right, so first you've seen this over the years, that big mango tree is looking nice. Last year that mango tree produced hundreds of mangoes, big size mangoes, and we froze some of it, we gave some to people, we took some home. We had like 4 coolers full of them. So all we can kind of do is try to keep up with that way, but now that we'll be here, the mango season in the middle of summer now, I might be down here, but not the wife, but we're gonna go through it, try to keep up with it so we don't lose as many as we can keep up. You look right next to it here, you can see this growing right here. That's a papaya. That papaya is supposed to get around 12 to 15 foot high. You can see the leaves in it. I don't see anything off it yet. I'd have to check on the the time the papayas come in. You can see that seedling coming up next to it. I'll move his legs up a little bit. Sorry, they're a little bit too tall here. Hang on here, everybody. Running into my feet. Don't mind the stupid camera look right now. And I don't have my microphone with me that I normally use, so my voice might not get to everything, but there's the pie on that one. And I cut that seedlings growing next to it. That right there's a lime bush. I just cut the bottom of it out. It looked twice as big, but you want to cut it out and try to get that main stalk growing straight up on all these things. Get the lower stuff off of them. I want to do it to the lemon tree outside, but the boss is so happy the way it's producing, she don't want me to really do it, so we'll see how it goes from there. See, that's the orange tree there we've had. You can see certain ones produce good. My wife's been eating quite a few of them. They're more of see if I get a little higher up here in the tree. You can see them up in there. They're all over this tree still. And there was a ton that had failed on them, or got before we got here. He dropped off the tree, and they had 3 hurricanes down here in the last 6 to 8 months. So lost a lot that way, but I got rid of them off the ground. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to be here to get rid of it. Just like mangoes or anything else, if you don't get rid of them, you'll see the squirrels go up in the trees and just take them back to wherever they're going. And they don't sit on the ground, it just attracts things you don't want in your yard. So got to keep up with them. You can see that one way up there, but otherwise, I've been fertilizing and putting new fresh dirt around. I'm going to paint that stalk with that white paint here soon. While it's still producing, I'm going to leave it in, even though it's older. We'll keep it going. That used to be a grapefruit tree, but you can see she's gone. So let alone I have to get a trencher in here to trench all my pipes in the ground and everything in the next couple weeks. Also got to get a stump grinder, and that stump grinder will allow me to get some of these older stumps out of different trees we've gotten around here cut out. And you see this here. Now this stuff definitely has a hard time in these mulch beds, even though I have a watering system, but now I'm leaving a watering system on. We bought some stuff from home and planted in there that's kind of it's tropical and outdoor flowering, so you can see all that going in there pretty good. So we're growing that on a little box I have behind the yard. I just painted the lid up. I still paint the box up. That stores all my, chemicals and fertilizers and stuff in there. But this is different stuff growing there. My wife's got that. This is some type of water plant growing in there, and it collects its own dirt and cleans the air or something like that. But it's doing it. See, that bush is doing well there. I staked it up. This pot and this pot here came from up north, and they were dead as a doornail, but you see they're coming back now with the mints and that stuff like that. And this one's coming back real nice. This new little one right here is a ground cover plant that we picked up that's supposed to eventually get in the ground and just cover more. So that'd be nice. I might not have to mulch as heavy. And this is a rose we bought from up north, and it was dead, so we bought it down here and put it in the ground and let it sit outside in a pot for maybe 2 weeks. Now I put it in the ground, and it's starting to get a lot better. And you can see the newer lights, they're just solar lights I put up there on the house to provide some light when you come out here at night. It's pretty dark out here at night. And there's the princess on the prowl, always looking for a squirrel or bobcat or something. All the stuff we got going here, and then we got the 3 bushes there, and this one here I had to move over. It ain't looking perfect because I had to cut the stump from where the pad was I put in for there, so I got to cut it down. Once I get all the stuff out of the way, I just got finished with a lot of stuff out here, and then we'll get that cut down, and just got to keep the water on that one. Nice crepe myrtle there. Comes in with a nice color. Trimmed that back. It was being affected by this big mango here, but the mango is starting to get size out on it. Nothing like it was before I cut it, and the hurricane knocked a lot of it over. But after I repaired it 2 years ago, it started producing again. I just got to cut a lot of these branches back and down, get it back to where it was off the top and off the sides, Once I get that done, that'll keep that out of that tree there. You can see that nice palm there. We just trimmed back there around that fence. It used to have a kumquat, little orange tree next to it, but they both were growing. So the palm tree trunk overtook it, killed it. And we had I think it was a mandarin orange here, something like that. But they both died out, so we got rid of them. Now I'll be replacing those two over time. Constant here because we got woods on each side of us and a yard, so it's constant trying to keep everything off the fence and keep it going. This one here I just put in here. This is a guava. This is supposed to become a big one, but you know that's a lot of years down the road. But a lot of these, it depends on the type of fruit you put in. But like this guava, they tell you it'll produce in like max 2 to 3 years. Sometimes it can produce in a year. But as soon as I get something on that smaller tree, it starts growing. I take it off so I can keep trimming the trunk down. So we got nothing growing lower, and then let it get a little bigger so where it can handle some of that stuff. Otherwise, it'll start snapping it. But that's a project coming with all the water we're putting in. And we got another beautiful crepe myrtle there that I cut back. And the woods were just overtaking it a couple of years ago, coming over the fence, and we weren't here to take care. It was tough, so. And we got them two big old pines up there. And they ain't looking healthy. I mean, they're healthy on the very top, and in between they don't look good, so. But I'm not gonna do nothing to them until I definitely have to. And you can start seeing the fruit tree growing in here. All the fruit trees, I'm gonna go over them with you. I'd like to show you these palms back here. That palm right there is coming out because it's destroying the fence. It's up between the poles and the chain link, and it's just tearing the fence up. So that one's coming out. The center one's staying. It's on this side of the fence, and then the other right palm tree is going to come out because it's destroying the fence too. So we're going to get two out, leave one in, then we'll go from there with what naturally grows in there. It's just been something I've wanted to do, but just haven't when you got time, because we used to have that wooden fence all along there, and we lost that one hurricane. So, but I'll show you that where it looks like in the corners. This one right here is one I just put in here. It's really, this is a orange tree, and like I said, it's another one. I got these, I can't think of the guy's name of his business, but he knew my daughter Janet when they lived down here in Jeff, and my son-in-law, and he gave us a great deal on these, even though they're new and young. He gave us a great deal for, it's like 5 plants for $100, something like that. And down here, that's cheap, but down will grow up. But you want to try to keep them at least 10, 15 foot away. I got one here, and as they get bigger, I can adjust and put new bricks in and try things. This one here is a grapefruit tree. I had one, like I said, over there before, like I showed you earlier in the video, but it kind of died out. It was real old. So I got another one starting here. So once we get up on that, we'll be producing that. But it's going to be nice once I'm done with it and get the watering system in, and over the next 5 to 7 years, when all this stuff produces, you just walk out here and pick off what you want on a tree, depending on the season, and just keep on eating some fruit. This is a stump from an old, it's like a South American red fruit tree but it was bad for you to eat unless you cooked it a certain way. So I don't know much about it except for that. And there was a post here with a birdhouse, but I pulled that back out for now because I got a stump grinder. That's another one of them stumps, and that stump's easy, 1.5 feet wide, 2 foot wide. It's just a big clump, and I got to get rid of that. Then I'll stain the post and stain the birdhouse, and we're going to put that back in the ground there. That's one of those natural Florida trees that I call it lollipop because all the damn things look like a lollipop. It starts with a C, Clacidia or something. Not sure, but they get to be, they're just cool looking trees, and I put that in, kind of break it down a little. Put that in a pot out front. It's been there for 6, 7 years, and these things will get huge, which I can trim them to keep it back. But, the stuff I left out a couple times in the hurricanes, even though they were heavy, it's got blown in the woods and all over. So Anything I'm going to keep out there is my desert rose, which I'll just move that to the side of the house next time where the wind don't hit during the hurricane. We got another papaya right here, and this papaya here is younger than that one there, plus I had it in a bucket for a little while. I like the growth on it. You can see it's coming out real nice right now, and we are definitely getting into Florida's colder weather. And why I say that is the last 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks maybe. I mean, cold at night, getting down to 40s, low 40s and 40s down here. You're just not used to it. And during the days it warms up, but it's been a couple of days been where you need a jacket or a long sleeve shirt on. It's been that kind of chilly down here. With the fronts coming through, which was refreshing, but I'm done with it. I went to hot in the heat. So that one's growing there. Then this one's a banana tree I just put in. See there, we got it all. Everything's fertilized, watered up heavy, and I'll do it about every 2 days down here until I get my system in. And this banana tree is supposed to get pretty big. And then you cut the stalk off, and everything comes off here. The leaves, anything you have on any of this stuff has to be put right back in there as a fertilizer. Let it die and fertilize everything that's going back in there. So we'll see that one grow over time. You can see the wind kind of hitting right now, but it's going to be a nice one. I can't wait to have some fresh bananas. Another mango there. The other mango that I showed you, the big tree, is a pink mango. This is a green mango. It's two different types. The pink ones, I don't eat mango, but my wife was telling me the pink one's got the better taste, but the green one she's not going to just get rid of. But either mango tree, you won't see anything right now. We'll start seeing them grow on air probably around February or March, right around then, I guess. And then by what do you call it? By June, July, we'll be picking mangoes everywhere. This is a pomelo tree right here. Now, yeah, I see one right here. You can see it right in there. That's pomelo tree, and you can see there's some big ones back there. See if you see back in there. Yeah, you got some big pomelos back in there. So this one always produces a ton of pomelos. It's very green, it's looking good. Stuff, my wife has had a couple. Let me go around this other side and show you. See if I can get one that's right in here. Oh, there's one right there. See if you can see that right there, the big pomelo right there. It's kind of like there's a couple hanging up in there, you can see. It's kind of like a grapefruit bittery tried thing. My wife loves it. They are very seedy, she told me. But she just loves eating them, so. And plus, like when I'm not here with the mangoes and the oranges and the pomelos, when I was here all these years, I'd tell everybody, friends, neighbors, hey, get over here and get the stuff off the bushes. Because if we don't get it off the bushes, it's just going to die, and when either going to die and fall off on the ground, and I got fruit all over, and it's going to be tough to keep all the raccoons and birds and squirrels and snakes and everything, because they just, what are you doing, babe? My assistant said, hey, everybody, my name's Brandy. Yes, you are the boss. I got to get, when you're not here, and sometimes there's times we didn't get here for almost a year, 3/4 of a year. Yeah, you got to get this stuff out of your yard, or you become a big feeding zone for the Florida rats and animals. So you see that's going on. So we're going to get to the point of doing that. And letting that dog in here. Hot and wants to go bark at people. She gets to go in her garage, which is gated, screen door gated in, bark at everybody. She's normally quiet, but when she gets barking, she just won't stop. Now we're going down the other side of the house, and you see there's nice red flowers coming off over there. But did some work to these with some soils and fertilizers. These are hibiscus here. These are red hibiscus. I had an orange one out front. I'm not sure if I moved it or not back here, but hibiscus with, well, they tell you, the thing about Florida is they'll tell you, see, like these don't look too good here right now, but this stuff all looks dead, but it'll come back. That's Florida. It looks like it's all dead and then it comes back. No new lights up on the panels. But, and I washed the whole house off. We've had the hurricane shutters on here for, Jesus, 3-4 years since we barely got here. So when we did get here, we didn't take them off. So we finally get to see the glass again, started cleaning the glass, and just nicer when it's more open. You can start seeing things. But these are, I can't think of the name of those right now. I'd have to really go wild to think of that. This was a plant I got from my friend Kathy, and it was a little tiny kind of vine she gave me in a bucket. She told me it would go crazy. So you can see it. It's all the way over getting into this one over here. It's there and it's going all the way over to there, and it's actually got roots in the ground in both places. So I got to still trim that one back just a little bit, and I got to get them set up a certain way so I can get them to grow just the way I want to. What I did here also was when we came, the hurricane had just had this thing here laying on the side, and God take care of my yard. Mark put a board in there and tried to hold it up because it was leaned all the way over before it died. But you can see it gets some nice flowers and everything on it. But you can see up there real close, I got some metal wire and some studs in the concrete. That allowed me to hang that back there. Plus I got a post back in to kind of hold it in place. So it's doing a lot better now. I'm not sure. And it should last through a hurricane, but I'm just not positive of all that. So it just keeps growing there. You can see one of those crotons right there. It's a real nice one. And there was a croton here, a croton right there that I took out of the ground and I moved because they do grow good in the shade here. Full sun kind of gets them, but what they tell you full sun, a lot of people can. Where my house is, I don't know what about it, but I can put them out here in the front as long as I keep them watered all the time and give them the morning sun. But if you give them afternoon sun or just don't take care of them, I see them grow everywhere. For some goddamn reason, mine have problems. So I put them out here and I got them in a good system now. We're gonna see how they do. If they get a little too messed up on me, I'll just pop them back over where they were. That's another palm that we grew ourselves. My friend Kathy gave me that too. She had some. It was about a foot tall when we got it. And we dug it out and we kept fertilizing and doing things, and it's looking really nice. I trimmed it back. It was kind of wild with longer branches coming off of it. And, you walk by, just a lot of stuff would get in the way. You can see that one there. That one's been moved and fooled and died and on and off because we had a new septic tank put in here when our other one was starting to fail 2 years ago. So it's starting to come back now, and it's looking much nicer. And like I said, now that I got the water back on it, everything we can get going. This is my lemon tree out front. I'll probably eventually put another one in, but you can see right in there. I think you can see that lemon right in there. There's the lemon there. Let's see if I got some more on here. I know I saw a couple more. Sometimes you stand right next to it and you can't see them. But I know I had a lemon right over in here. Let's see if I can get in there. There's one right down in there. So I got 3 or 4 of them on there. Not as many as I wanted. Now, same with the neighbors. I told them the same thing. We're not here. They'd all run over and say, "Oh my God, those lemons are so good." It was a Meyer lemon, tiny Meyer lemon when I got it up north, and I put it in down here. So it does produce. I fertilize it, but we normally don't see the lemons because we're not here for them. But we've already had 4 or 5 inside we've eaten, plus the 2 that are on there or more. So it's a good producer, and I heard it just gets loaded with them. But like I said, we haven't been the one using them because we haven't been here. But we'll be using it more, and I'm probably going to put one in out back too, because for some reason just never have enough lemons, especially when you're down here with drinks. It's a nice palm right there. It really looks really nice. Come back. It was dead like 2 years ago. It was trimmed back, but we're doing stuff. Another one there. That one's starting to come back up. I got to trim some of the older leaves off the bottom, but it looks real nice now. Bird of paradise. It's right there. It looks real healthy now. It was looking real bad. I had to really thin the thing out last year, and it has, where you see them brown things come up there, they become orange flowers, and it looks like a bird's sticking up out of the bush. But it's really nice. So I thinned that out, so it should do pretty good. And like I said, all this stuff I've already gone through, turned the systems on, over-watered, and fertilized everything. So we're there, and we'll do it again in another 2 months. I can't remember what that thing is called. Here we go again. With your older age guy here, I gotta pull that weed out of there. But these things have really been, I put this in last year, and it's not gotten much bigger. It's got somewhat bigger, but it takes time, but just like it does up north for them to get used to the ground and what you got to do, and then they start to really do good. Another croton right there. Just love the colors in them and all that. I got to see how it works and lasts. I don't have to keep taking them in and out. But we'll go as time goes. But right now, this front of this house, we're just about getting up around 11:30, something like that. And another hour, the sun will be off this stuff and going out there. Now in the summer, it's the same thing, but in the summer it's much hotter. But I'm giving it the morning sun because I definitely don't want the afternoon sun. And we're going to see how they do out here overall. Another nice palm, you can see it's starting to grow and good. I do have to cut the stick off of here. That's from the old one and the front stick. I just didn't get to it yet, but that looks nice. We'll get rid of that old stuff and it'll just grow right back up again. You see on the front of the house, my wife's ducks. I finally hung them and there's wire across them and bolted into the concrete walls. There's one there. There's one in there. And there's one right there. She had made those, geez, probably 20, 25 years ago. And they just sat around and you'd see them in boxes, and finally I wanted to find somewhere we could do with it, so we did. Makes the house look much nicer. Here's another palm here. This thing's beautiful. The one over there is greener type. This one is more of a tan reddish type. But both this palm here, this tree in here, which is coming back now, looks really nice. They were both dead as a doornail last time we were down here. They went through a drought and was dead. Then they had like over 30 inches of rain, 40 inches of rain in the area over the last 2 years with the hurricanes and everything. So they got tons of water, but down here, since it's sand and limestone, I mean, that quick, it just goes through and just tears up everything in a dry time. There's just, when I say drought, I'm saying they get no water down here for like 6 months. Another palm from Kathy came in like a little 6-inch pot, and I put it in, took care of it, fooled with it, and I appreciate you giving it to me, but it's still growing good, and it actually came out of the ground one time during the hurricane, but you can see now it's 10 foot high. You can come over and see some more of these real nice red type of palm flower trees. It's growing real nice. See, that's one of them crotons that isn't looking good right there in that bucket. So I got to get that croton in the ground. The reason these are doing better is I got the condensate for the air conditioner that comes out there, and it's always got a little moisture. Not now, but when it gets warmer out and it runs, it's just isn't natural water, so they can develop there real nice. For a while, I couldn't grow anything there. Another croton there, and when it gets real hot, probably before we get out of here, I'll probably take that and put it down with those or on the end of the house, so it'll keep flourishing just in case. And but that's a concrete pot. That thing probably weighs 60, 70 pounds, solid concrete. And something my wife found at her mom's house. Her mom died a couple of years ago, and we just finally got the house sold. She did, and got everything done. Then the house was a mess. Nobody took care of it that was living there, so we ended up, she went up there and just got a few things she could find that reminded her of her mom and stuff like that. And we had a few things, not much, but a few things worth it to her. These a couple of the other bushes, like evergreen type of bushes I got right out front here. They're real nice. They look good. And then there's that orange hibiscus. There's one of them right there. And like I said, I did have another one of these down that end, but like I said, you can come down here and be the best gardener in the world and the best horticulturist, all this kind of crap. And once you go, it just goes to weather, controls everything down here. Everything left over from Mom's. Nice duck there on that piece of wood. I got another one I got to repair. And I think I'm going to start making things like that a little bit on the side, keep me busy. See that bush there? That's not normally like a bush in this area. That's kind of like a northern bush to me. And it got hit real hard in the hurricane. You see it pushed back. The other side was pretty round, but it seems to come back. But I don't like it. She does. But I would think here soon I'm gonna take it out and put something else in there. I just don't remind me of my property down here in Florida. We come over here. You see the screen door I got on the garage. That's the Desert Storm. It's another one Kathy gave me as a little Desert Storm, and I started off in a little pot and had a bigger pot. And I left it out here, and it don't need no water at all, but the rain gives it what it needs to keep going. And I would say that's about 6-7 years old now, and I've seen times when it's overwatered and falling apart. I've seen when it's been in a drought, it's still growing, but the branches look terrible. But you trim it and keep up with it. They're just amazing how they come back out of nowhere. Another palm here, that's about good 5-6 years old. Another one I got, it was just tiny and had some problems, but I worked with it because I knew I had time and kept it going. One of them little, I know it's Victorious or whatever it is, it's Shitorius something, but I call it a lollipop tree. There's another one there I put in that last year. They can get to be massive, but I'm going to keep them as like the shrub size. They just make great foliage in here. And this big palm you see right here, it's growing in the ground. I got hit with fire ants about a week and a half with it when I was trying to fix the water hose underneath, and them fire ants really kicked my ass. It actually come from those woods across the street over there. When we first came in here, I'm into planting everything, as you know from all my videos, and going crazy if I don't plant something. But they come in, it might have had a stalk trunk that was 1/4 inch wide, maybe. A couple of leaves hanging off, didn't look good. And he just dug one up while we were over there. And bought her, I put it in the ground, kept fooling with it. And you can see now palms are, once you put a palm in, they're just almost impossible to kill. It's just amazing. You can see we trim this up on the count along the woods here. And you see these trees here were hit real hard with the heat and wind from the hurricane. We see them starting to leaf up again, and I got to get in there and trim these a little bit more too. But overall, we know they're still living. There's a palm there. I'm hoping it's finally, maybe dead. It was killing me. This one was in a pot. I call it like a baby's breath. I got one growing right down there on the end, and it grows great. And this one's starting to leaf now, and I've been watering it and put it in the ground. So give us a year or two to see what it does, because if it grows like the other one, it's hard. On this side of the house, it gets sun all day long. You can walk anywhere in the yard on the hottest day, and it's hot, you won't believe it, but you come over this side of the house with a white paint and the sun, whew, it's like on fire. So those are the only things I found that'll actually grow over here real good. And these are my vegetables I put in, and different things like fruits. You can see right here I got the 2 raspberry bushes. I trimmed them back and brought them up north. You can see they're starting to do real nice back there. Strawberries are coming in. You can see the pepper. See if I can turn it. See the pepper. Where are we at? Here's the pepper right down there. That was a squash back there, but it don't look too good, so I might have to try something else now. And that's a cucumber there. And there's another one back there. There's another cucumber. So I water these like every other day. This tomato here is the bigger style. I don't know how well it's going to last, because down here normally you do the cherry tomatoes, or the Romas, they tell me, which I can understand, small ones. But this is all I could find at that time, so I put a bigger one in, then I'll eventually put the cherries and things in. And you can see 3 weeks ago I put these potatoes in these pots. You can see the leaves and everything coming up off those potatoes right there in that black pot. These 2 other pots I haven't seen, but there's 3 different styles in each pot. One has a red, one's a purple potato, and the other one is a standard brown potato. I can't think of the name of them right now. Russets. So we'll see how they go. Every time I think I'll be successful, but what I'm going to end up doing coming over here is I got some of my fencing like I use up north. I haven't done it yet. I had a armadillo and something else digging in here, digging in tunnels. I poured some vinegar out there and finally got rid of them. But I'm going to put some stakes in here and fence this in so I can keep the critters. I really wanted to put this in my backyard, but of course my backyard's getting filled up with everything, and plus I'm going to eventually put a rack back there to keep them off the ground and grow them back there. But right now with me moving everything around, digging the yard up, I was moving them in and out every day during the cold weather out of the garage, so I'm not going to do that no more. I'm just going to get a fence around it to kind of give them a little more protection from the animals and different stuff wanting to eat them up. And there's another one that kind of looks like, I call it baby's breath. I can't think of what it's called, but this one's been here 5-6 years, and it keeps growing in the worst place on this yard as far as hot weather and things go. It just keeps going. Now we're coming back in the backyard again. Hold on, everybody. So you can see the whole yard from there. It's a nice size yard. But once I get done, we'll have that watering system in. There's the pad right there that I put in for the outside shower. And if you look on the Facebook page, you look underneath, you'll see where I ran the 3-inch mains of PVC underneath. One's going to go over here to that gutter there, and one comes straight out of here, and it's going to run over and feed rows of certain vegetables. Then the far in the house has a gutter run, will be running down and feeding it. And kind of become like a, I guess it's called an ecologist or a conservative person trying to use Mother Nature and not our water bill for everything once it gets to be a certain type of season, because I'm only going to have probably 4.5 months to be able to do that before I lose it. But I filled some dirt around here. It's curing up now. It was real dark. It's starting to get whiter now. You can see after I got done to pour, the drain came in nice and flush. I'll have to wipe the grate off when I'm done. I brushed it and fooled with it a little bit, and it's got a rough pebbly top edge to it, so when you walk in, you're not never slipping or sliding or, greasy, grimy stuff. So I have a nice drain to the middle with a little curvature towards the drain. You can see the studs on here I put in the concrete, and those studs are where I'll be building the walls off of. And I'll have a wall going up against the back wall there to have the shower and everything on it. And I'm going to use to kind of make it Floridian type. That fence in that corner way over there behind the trees is everything left, and that little bit of fence in that corner, everything left. I'm going to try to salvage those boards off there that got ruined when the fence got ruined from the hurricane, and put them on the wall back here with the plumbing, and then stain them and varnish them, and then that'll look kind of nice. And then I got to get the 3 walls built out here around it, and we'll have a wall there and a wall here, and it'll just be a little bit of an enclosure, probably 18 inches high, with screening around the bottom so the mosquitoes and stuff don't bite the heck out of your leg. And then I'm going to get some of the hurricane shutters, but I'm going to get the galvanized ones for that side right east, just like L on this side. So when you're in there, you got some privacy. And then I'll eventually put just a little roof off the top, I think, just enough to keep stuff from running in there. I'm not going to screen the whole top. It's not like we're going to spend our life out there in that thing. The only thing we do is if we need the water, we can turn that on, because I'll have a faucet in there on the bottom of the plumbing, and we can just feed that if we need water right through there too. And then this left side here of the pad, that'll be open. I'll probably go in about, probably a foot on each side, and build a little wall right there, and then frame it all in. I'm either going to put a door in, or I'm just going to put a shower curtain in, just enough so you can get in there and get your shower and have your privacy, and then get out. And when I'm done here, you can see all this stuff's in the way, stuff I've been using out here, and moving, and drain lines, mulch, and you name it. This looks a lot better. I got stuff all stored in the tree here right now. I saw horses and all my shovels and rakes, because I was taking them in and out every night. Now it's just a pain in the butt when you're working out here so much, so I left them out here. We ain't had no rain anyway. So I'll get this all cleaned up once we get to a point. And you can see like where this pad is, and I built the sand and dirt up I dug up from other areas around it, just for now to not cure and not get anything underneath it. But when I get to a point here and get the shower kind of built up around that edge, I'm going to put in get a little mortar mix
or cement mix, and just put a nice brick lining around the outside of that. Keep any moisture kind of from getting underneath it, just make it look so much nicer. And then where this runs out here, that'll have either like a little wooden boardwalk I'll put out there, or some walking bricks to come out of there with, where you can just walk right out, and that will go down there. And we're going to have some bigger stones. I was thinking of pouring a sidewalk down there, but I don't feel like pouring any more concrete. But I got to get that leveled out, and then I'll get my probably going to get some nice big round or square concrete stepping blocks and make a nice path down there, so when you're coming in and out of the shower, you can come right in and out of the shower and right back down there and walk in the shower, and then finish up the right side, just get it all off to a point. But it'll take a little while, but I'm not going to fool with any of this until after the holidays. I got a couple other projects I have to get done now, but after the holidays I'll get back and I'll send you some videos and everything out on what we need and where we're going to be at. As you'll see when I show you the videos, I got a trench from there, I got a trench back there, all along the whole back there, then I got on that side, I got a trench out, feed that stuff, and back here. So I got to trench it, and I got to wrap it in weed-proof stuff so it don't grow inside the pipes. The drainage pipe's got the holes in it, so we'll get done that. And when I fill it, I'm going to run some 3/4 PVC down there while I'm there. I'm going to run some water mains down there and get some stuff sticking up where I can automatically feed these things off a hose at certain times too, like I do the rest of the yard. But that's a project still to come, and that probably won't be done or started. It won't be started until second, third week of January. And then I got to still get it completed and everything, and get the whole shower that's going to be done over there all completed. So we'll have a rack out there on the wall to hang towels and bathing suits and all that. But I mean, it's been a thought I've been thinking of for years while I'm here, because I love to plant and grow, as you know, from vegetables and trees and landscaping. It's just something I've always liked. So I started looking at it and thought, man, what can I do to help out here? We had the septic tank replacement. And then my main reason was, you got those 4 or 5 months a year where it rains all the time and storms, and you get all this water and it sits on the top, and the sand does drain real good. It drains real good, but you still have a lot of water. It's just run off, and ditches sit full of water, and you're not using it. And I'm just like, why wouldn't I use all that fresh rainwater to feed my fruit trees and anything I got out here? So that's what I'm planning on doing, and that's where I'm going to leave you at for now. And check out, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to go out. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube. I can't think of all, but you know we're all out there. And you've all noticed I was always out there putting things out all the way up till like July of this year. But between trying to get ready for here, work, and grandkids and everything we had going on, I just wanted to give you a little update of what we're doing. We'll give you a video when we're trenching and how we're doing everything. So if you ever want to try something like that, you'll see. And I'm going to let you go from there. And I really appreciate if you can go out and like and subscribe to videos and this one and everything we do. And it's just a big thing to us. And like I said, you get a chance if somebody asks you questions about vegetables or fruit trees and gardening, or see, that's where my old man stuff comes in. Fruit trees, gardening, landscaping, anything. I always have something out there. I'm going to get back to doing more videos on what we're doing. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a great rest of your weekend. Go Eagles, and we'll be talking to you soon. See ya.